Hello, I'm Lee Lorenzen, CEO of Altura Ventures. Over the past 50 years, I've mastered persuasion techniques that I'd like to teach you. If you sign up for my class, I guarantee that you'll have fun, learn a lot, and be amazed at how I convinced Bill Gates to decide to invest $1 million in my startup within the first 15 minutes of the meeting, and how I convinced Jeff Bezos to buy 10% of my company for 16 million shares of Amazon stock back when each share cost only 30 cents. I wish I still had those shares. And how I convinced Steve Jobs to stop trying to sue us for stealing something that he originally stole from Xerox, and instead getting him to decide to partner with us. Everyone wants something: customers, partners, investors, even the richest men in the world. Let me tell you the story of what happened with Bill. So back in 1997, I was CEO of a brand new startup called Shop.com. Just like any other CEO, I needed a seed round investor, but I had no customers, no revenue, and no profits. What I did have was a meeting with Bill Gates. So I walked into his office. He leaned back in his chair and gestured for me to sit. My adrenaline is pumping because you don't often get to pitch the richest man in the world about your startup. Getting right down to business, he asked me to tell him about the startup. So instead of talking, I pulled out a 5-pound encyclopedia-thick directory of U.S. catalog companies and dropped it on the coffee table. It landed with a thud. Bill leaned forward. I had his attention. That is the first step in persuasion. He noticed from my writing on the book that these 15,000 companies had sold $100 billion worth of products through the mail in that prior year. He was puzzled because as the CEO of the world's largest software company, he couldn't quite figure out why this should matter to him. So I opened up my laptop and showed him a prototype of my multi-vendor shopping cart. This is the very invention that today powers both Shop.com and Amazon. As I laid out the future of e-commerce, Bill's eyes were fixed on the demo. He listened carefully, and then he started rocking. This is a very good sign when Bill starts rocking. So far, he had visualized the offering, felt the need to get involved because of what he saw, and he realized that the need could be satisfied by just investing. Those are the second, third, and fourth steps of persuasion: visualization, need, and satisfaction. All seemed to be going well, and I was getting ready for the fifth step, the call to action. Suddenly, he stopped rocking and interrupted me with one probing question. The next few seconds would determine whether he invested or not. He was setting a trap, but I wiggled free by using a persuasion technique called the principle of authority. That persuasion technique is what allowed Bill to say yes to investing. And it's one of the many persuasion techniques that I'll teach you in my free webinar. In my class, I'll show you how to use persuasion to get what you want, whether it's raising capital, doubling your revenue, or creating products that spread virally. Click below to join my free masterclass, Tracing Success Patterns, a masterclass in persuasion. Because when you master persuasion, everything changes. Click below to register, and I'll see you there.